it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me for another Simple Stamping Saturday. This is the day where I take one basic design and take it from simple and using hardly any products right the way through to a much more complicated design with something in between. For those of you who are new to my channel, thank you very much for watching. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, so if you need any Stampin' Up products, I would be very pleased if you would try my customer service. You can get to my online store in the description bar below, or if you go to my website, which is also in the description bar below, and there you will see more information about the projects that I've made today, as well as a full list of the products that I've used. So, after which, I'm using the Autumn Greetings stamp set today. This is in the current mini catalogue. It's got lovely line art and some really nice sentiments. So let me show you the project that I put together. I've used one ink pad. I've stamped the leaves on the envelope. And then this is the card that I've made using one of our note cards. These come in a pack of 20 note cards with matching envelopes, and this is all shiny. So let me show you how I've done it. It's very easy, and for those of you who have been with me for a while, you probably know what I've done. So here's my note card. I always keep them flat at this stage. It's much easier to stamp on a flat surface than a one that's lifting up a bit. So I'm going to ink up my stamp with soft suede ink. I love this colour ink. It's not so dark that it's like early espresso could almost be a black, and I love that. This is kind of just stepped back from that, so it's definitely dark, but it's equally definitely a brown. So let me turn my note card. I find when I've got this size stamp, it's much easier to turn my note card, and then I'm going to have it so it's coming down from top left to bottom right, like that. And it's a large stamp, so you're going to need to give it a really good push to make sure that we get the ink transferred across. So let's have a look and see how we've done. Yay! Okay, it's always quite a relief to have managed to get the stamping done. While I've got the ink pad around, I'm going to do the envelope as well, and I'm just taking the little leaves, make sure the envelope is the right way up, and I'm going to stamp once and once again without re-inking. Then you get two colours for the price of one. So that's our envelope done, and then I'm going to take a Wink of Stella brush. So this is a brush tip. Hang on, which is the one I've already used? This one! And the reason I want to use this one is because it's running out, so I thought I'd use it up. Now, some of this I'm going to want to add colour to, and some I'm not. So I'm going to take a block and just tap a little bit of ink from the ink pad onto my block, so that when I need it, it's there. But for the roses, I'm just making sure that I've got some of the liquid running, and then I might have to switch to the other. Let me just bring in my cloth. Yep, I think I have officially worn that one out. So we'll switch over to this one and give this one a bit of a squeeze as well. I do have another spare just in case, she says, hopefully. But all I'm doing is moving the ink, that's better, moving the ink that we've put down with the Wink of Stella. So it acts a bit like using a paintbrush, but with the added glimmer of the Wink of Stella, which is rather nice, particularly for something autumnal where you want that sort of autumn look. And I always think a little bit of subtle glitter or sparkle goes so well with autumn looks, It's almost like they're covered in dew. So those I'm doing the colour that we've got, so I'm just moving the colour. Same with the ears of wheat. So just moving the colour. And down here we've got more ears of wheat. And then the flowers. Not very good at my flowers. I know that's the roses. I don't know what these are. I mean, they look almost like they could be cornflowers, but if it's autumn, it's the wrong season for cornflowers. That's those. And this one. So there's quite a lot of ink already on the card for these flowers, whichever they are. The only other items that I want to colour are the rose hips and the pumpkin. And for those I'm going to need a little bit more ink, so I'm just picking up some ink with my Wink of Stella brush and then drawing round the whatever these flowers are, the ones that aren't roses, and then pull that up from the bottom so we get a little bit of shading. And once you've added some Wink of Stella, there's a little bit of liquid, so I don't know what the mixture is in Wink of Stella, but I always think there's some alcohol probably and some water probably, but I don't know. And then for the rose hips, again I want dark at the bottom and then to bring that up. So this one I'll keep going and then come back here and drag it up. So it's just like watercolouring, but all you're doing is using either the ink that's there or the same ink that you've just got to add a little bit to areas that you want a bit darker. So it's a really easy way of doing some tone-on-tone colouring, but adding the shimmer at the same time. I might just come in and do a little bit more in the middle, colour-wise, and then have a bit of shading just added in. I mean, you can kind of go to town with your shading if you want. Just by adding more of the ink. Now obviously this is going to need to dry for a little while because it is still a little bit wet. It's not wet, it's not like using straight water on the card. So it's not going to pill your card quite as much as if you were using straight water, but it is ordinary card, so you do need to treat it with a little bit of respect. Okay, so let's wipe that off and just wipe the block. Really easy cleanup. And I'm going to pop this to one side whilst it dries while I show you the other cards that I've made. So my first stepped up version, I've used watercolour paper and I've used the same ink, but this time I've used the neutrals Stampin' Right markers. So I've just scribbled them. Let me show you. So I've just taken my marker, scribbled it, and then used that as my palette. And because you've got in the neutrals, you've got a green, a blue, and a red, as well as all the other neutrals. This isn't the full set. It's just a really nice way to get some colour in. And yeah, and I've added some of our shimmer, gold shimmer dots on top, and then I've got this on navy blue, sorry, Night of Navy, get the right name, Night of Navy layer with a Merry Merlot card base, and then on the inside I've just got the leaves, and I've just inked the stamp with the side of my Mossy Meadow Stampin' Right marker. So really easy to put together and just layer up. And then I've put dimensionals between the Night of Navy and the Merry Merlot. So that's that one, which I'm really quite pleased with how that's turned out. I'm hoping that the shimmer is being picked up. And then the stepped up version is this one, which again I've used the same colouring technique, but this time I've gold heat embossed the outline again on watercolour paper, and then I've used the dies that you can get as part of the bundle, which are, let me get them the right way up, these ones, so the Autumn Essentials dies, and you get, sorry, when I've done die cutting I keep the spares, so you get some edges, you get the leaves, there's a pumpkin liner or line, 2 pumpkin lines, 2 pumpkin outers, the small pumpkin is this one stamp, and then this is the large stamp. So really nice little bundle. And just so that I can tie the Night of Navy in with the rest, I have spritzed, might as well show you how to do that. Let me just get my scrap of paper. I've added some Wink of Stella over the whole thing just by taking my Wink of Stella and smashing it against something solid like your bone folder, and you get a nice little sprinkle of Wink of Stella onto your background, so it brings it all together. And then again I've got the dots. So there we are. It should, hopefully, this should be near as damn it dry, or as near as makes no odds is probably what I should say. So bone folder is always going to help you get a really nice straight fold. Just flatten that a bit. So there we are. Those are our 2 simple cards. Then our stepped up version and our fully stepped up version. So I hope you enjoyed that. I would love to know which your favourite is. You can either leave a comment below, or you can go over to my website and leave a comment there. Do remember to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed that, and to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. Hit the alert bell, and then you will get to have an alert when I post my next video. Do remember that tomorrow is the last day for the Trimming the Towns class in a box. So all the information for that will be on my website, and I will link it in the information for this project. But as I say, tomorrow is the last day to reserve and pay for your kit, so do remember to do that. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye!